Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a new Idol Huntress video. So this video is going to cover Venus, who is the newest character for Idol Huntress. They did not make her a magic user. They made her an agility user, which we definitely know she has magic damage, so she should have been a mage, but they didn't copy-paste her code even right, or whatever, that's a big bug. So she'll have to be fixed to be a mage. But before the info, we made it. We get 1,000 subscribers. So I am extremely, extremely proud of, one of my work, obviously, and then two of the support you guys keep giving on every single video. I can't be more proud of everything. It makes me very happy. I might not sound like that because the reason this video is late is I am dealing with a lot on my own plate in terms of life stuff, legal stuff, you name it, right? It sucks, but I'm getting through it, and there is, an end to it. And when I do finally reach it, that's more time freed up for the channel, and I'll be able to hit a Friday upload again, and if, and maybe an extra video. Speaking of extra video, this video will only cover Venus. The next video, which should be, maybe Wednesday, Thursday, about the update in terms of the alloy equipment and the chests. I'll just say this for now. Do not open your chests. There's an event in 2 weeks that you will get points based on how many chests you open, and the chests you were given from compensation are the most chests you will ever see for a long time based on how you can get them. I'm going to keep all that info for the next video, but do not open those chests until that event comes out. So I'll leave it at that. But yeah, a lot of cool information on the update. But that is not this video. This is only for Venus, just so, we can keep this for the catalog for Venus. But if you want to know information about what's going on and for, I guess, my life, you can go to the community post or go to the Discord, and I'm happy to share that. I just don't want to bum out the rest of the video. But yeah, without further ado, let's get right into her kit. Venus's first skill, Stage Interaction. At level 1, it gains Idle Charm for 1 turn, cannot be dispelled. When Venus has Idle Charm and is attacked, the attacker is taunted for 2 turns. Now, taunt is just like Don Key's taunt, and that whenever the taunted target is going to take an action, they can only auto-attack. So no ults, no passive, no nothing. It's just, well, yes, something. It's just their auto, so, it's just a basic attack, nothing special. And now at level 2, it gains Idle Charm for 2 turns, and at level 3, the attacker is now taunted for 3 turns. So this is interesting. It's cool to bring back the taunt mechanic from Donkey because, you're not going to use her except for PvE. In the events where this could be useful, the enemy has to attack Venus to even get the taunt triggered. But when these enemies are attacking, so I'm going to use Iori and Zhao in this case, right? Iori's already one-tapping with her nuke, her airstrikes of a book drop or whatever, right? And then Zhao is already nuking once again, with her ult being triggered by Takeda. If Venus survives, which her later abilities will let her do that, and the team still are and your team is still there to even kill them, then the taunt will be useful. So it is a good turn 2 and so forth, a thing, but that is if you survive, and even if the enemy didn't get the nuke off, the meta is that if they didn't nuke you, they're glass cannons and they won't last, an actual defense stage. So, it's there, it's cool, but it's not gonna do anything. It'll do something, right, if you survive. But if it did anything, I'm gonna go ahead and say it wasn't needed anyway. Next is her Ultra skill, Love's Call. At level 1, deals magic damage equal to 2.5% of the sum of all allies' remaining HP, including herself, to the target with the highest attack. Level 2, damage increases to 10% of all surviving HP, and then level 3, 50% of all allies' remaining HP. So this is going to deal a lot of concentrated damage to one character. This is going to deal, let's just say your team has is like pet characters and whatnot. Let's just say, for the sake of hypothetical, that each character on average on your team has 10 million health. That's 50 million health. 50% of that, 25 million. 25 million goes to the enemy with the highest attack. That could, kill kill them, and it should, because people with the highest DPS is gonna be, you know, more glass cannony, except for the fact that this is gonna probably be someone with immunity. It can and will do a lot of damage. It's just no one is gonna die from it, just based on the current meta. Next is her passive, Song of Healing. At level 1, at the beginning of each turn, reduce attack by 25%, but increase the defense by 10%. Lasts until the end of battle and can be dispelled and immune, stacking up to 20 times. Now, level 2, increase final damage reduction by 10%, and at level 3, restore 5% of max HP. So, you know, her attack is going to keep going down, but her defense keeps going up. So that's what, 200% up on defense, and then a final damage reduction. So then additionally, you know, that's another 200% on final damage reduction. She doesn't need attack to do damage on her kit because it's reliant on your team's HP. So that's okay, you know. It's just her autos aren't doing anything, but we didn't expect them to do anything to begin with. She is going to just keep scaling in terms of being an unkillable tank, not in the fact that she'll out-heal the damage or block it. She will block it. She'll just become so stat-heavy that damage will keep doing less damage. That is, you know, just like kind of Charlemagne, you have to kill her as early as possible or else you won't. Or can like CC her not to be able to stack it. Now that's something I'll have to, I guess we'll check, or someone can put in the comments in terms of if she is CC'd, does the passive still proc? My guess is yes. But, you know, this can be disrupted, so it can be dispelled. So if there's like a Zen or you know, anyone who can cleanse enemy buffs, then this is gone. But you know, it's not bad. I'll say that. And it's really good to tank, but we don't need tanks. We need DPS killers with the current meta. So yeah, once again, cool, but it's not useful right now. Next is her stat passive, Keep It Up. At level 1, to become a popular idol, besides meeting the necessary requirements, one also needs to possess a relentless and persevering spirit. Increases HP by 15% and defense by 15%. Then level 2, 20 and 20, and at level 3, 25 and 25. This is great. This completely complements her entire kit. You know, you need more HP to deal more damage on her ult, and defense is all about her kit, so more of it is fantastic. So, you know, that's more to scale off of when she is all scaling defense, which we'll see with her pet skill. Yeah, so I'm actually really good with this, except, you know, her kit overall kind of but you know, in terms of this stat passive out of others, this is really good and complements her kit very well. Next is her exclusive equipment, Magic Amplifier. At level 1, final damage reduction up 3%, level 2, HP up 20%, level 3, Tenacity up 5%, and at level 4, EE 30, after each round starts, heals all allies except herself for 1% of Venus's max HP. Level 5, level 40, HP recovered increases to 5%, and at level 6, EE 50, the HP recovered increases to 10% of her max HP in all allied idols. All allied damage versus fire units increases by 50%. So this would being Venus, Shakespeare, and Iori, which, you know, we're not using Shakespeare. So just Venus and Iori have 50% increased damage towards fire units, which, you know, it's cool. It just means Iori is going to do better against fire units, which doesn't matter. You shouldn't be using Iori against fire units because they'll just CC her. So this is kind of like unless you can cleanse it, you know, with a Medea or I guess with Swimsuit Iori later on, then it works, right? The healing from her max HP ain't doing anything. It ain't doing anything because everyone's getting one tapped anyway, and she doesn't have scaling HP. It's not like Medea's overshields were gonna count towards her max HP, so that's not helping. This is kind of a waste. Or if you get her, you don't need to eat her. You can get to 30. That's okay, but, it's not really doing anything. It's not even healing herself. Next is her UR skill, the stage. At level 1, after the first 5 rounds, at the beginning of each round, all allied idle units gain 30% physical damage increase for 5 rounds. It can be dispelled and can stack. So once again, idols being Venus, Shakespeare, and Iori. No one is using Shakespeare, so we're really just looking at Iori because Venus is gonna have 0 attack, basically because she has that stacking attack decrease. So once again, we're just looking at Iori. This is purely an Iori buff, and it only happens after the first 5 rounds, meaning once Iori is vulnerable, which she usually gets one-tapped if there's anyone left, if she doesn't have a super shield on her or doesn't go first. So it's there for PvE. Anything else PvP related, it's not going to help. By the time, essentially at round 10, when we're seeing the full 150% physical damage increase, Iori's probably toast, if not the round's over, or you're not killing that Charlemagne. That Charlemagne has over 100 stacks of invulnerability, and you're not getting through it. So it's here for PvE. That's about it, but it's not enough because that's round 10 for that 150 versus like a Donkey or, Kenshin or Darwin, that are going to give it to them near immediately, or the stacking begins immediately and not after round 5. So I see the intention, but it's just so delayed and so lackluster and just only to Iori, so it's bad. I don't know what else to say. Next is her pet skill, Brilliant Debut. At level 1 at the beginning of each round, increases self-defense by 10%, stacking up to 20 times, and can be dispelled, lasts for 2 rounds, and randomly stuns an enemy for 1 round. Level 2, self-defense increases to 20%, then 30%, then 40%, then 50%. So what does this mean? If you read the fine print, you might think, oh, that is 1,000% defense increase, after 20 rounds. No, because it only lasts for 2 rounds. Why would they say it stacks up to 20 times but only lasts for 2 rounds? That means you're only getting, at best, 100% defense increase, which is cool, but based off of the stacking up to 20 times, you're thinking like, man, that's 1,000%. No, it's only 100. So it's just clickbait. But moving on, randomly stuns an enemy at the beginning of each round. Hey, that's great. That's CC, and then the 100% defense increase. That's great. That's fine. But that is only applied to herself. It's not like she shares that to her team or they get a percentage of it or anything of that matter. She just stays alive, which is great because then you get to, trigger the taunt and then the enemy is only auto attacking her and then isn't doing anything because her defense is so high. But that is only and only if your team is still alive to kill them. So that's her kit. It's there, it exists. That's all I'm really gonna say. If I'm completely missing something because I didn't 6-star her or I'm just not thinking hard enough for it, please put it in the comments. I'm not gonna trash you for disagreeing with me. Your opinions are your opinions, and if you've got videos and whatnot, put them in the Discord. Please share so that we can see what she can be used for. I understand she will not die. That's great, and that can be put in many cases. It's just I don't want to spend the money to do that. So whoever does do that, please share. That's information valuable to the community, be it good or bad, right? But besides that, we can go on to her badges and runes. For badges, we want to do HP and defense, and then we get substats HP and defense on both of them. We don't need speed because if we would ever need speed, it's so that she can get that stun from her pet off, but the pet stun will always happen before any other Huntress takes their normal turn. Now, their pets will deploy, just like hers will, but her pet will deploy and stun somebody at the beginning of each round before they've, done their normal attack. So we don't need to worry about that, right? And we don't need to give her attack because her first passive is getting rid of it every single turn. So any attack we do give her is a waste. So once, we just went through it, her kit scales off of HP and defense. So let's give her all of it that we can. So because of that, we can go back to, our runes and we just give her, 2 green and 2 yellow. And we give her that defense and we give her that HP bonuses. And then once again, we just focus on more defense and HP on those substats. No speed necessary, no attack necessary. Who cares about crit? Because she ain't doing damage. Her kit is to be immortal. That being said, as long as she doesn't get cleanse nuked, not sure if someone can do that well. We can shave off a little bit of abilities here and there with the couple characters we have that cleanse, but I think she outscales any amount of cleansing for it to matter. So she will be immortal when maxed. She just won't kill them, so that is useful in cases for defense wins. But right, I think it's pretty clear cut on it's weird. Not going to kill anybody, but they ain't killing her unless they do it in turn 1, which is very, very reasonable to be done because of current meta. So I think that covers it in terms of her, analysis. Please, share in the comments about any overall disagreements or whatnot. But yeah, I think I'll leave it at that, and I'll have the video on, the update and whatnot later on. Been pretty busy, like I mentioned at the beginning, but yeah, that covers it, guys. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. Tell me what you liked and what you didn't like, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.